Looking for singles, not home runs. Now that may be an interesting title to this video, but let me explain. It's important as a new Amazon private label seller that you have realistic expectations. Now, when you think about Amazon private label and your reasons for pursuing it, most would say it's because they want to get out of their 9-to-5 job. They would like to travel more, spend more time with their family, have a business that produces passive income, and be able to do things that currently they don't have the time or the finances to do. So you may be thinking, okay, I'm gonna get this home run of an item. It's gonna be making me $10,000 a month, and then I'm set. Just reorder the product and I'm good. Now, this type of thinking could end your private label career before it even starts. So you may ask, what are the cons of going after a home run item for your first Amazon private label product? We're gonna touch on 5 reasons. Reason number 1, the people who try to hit the most home runs usually strike out the most. Now you see this in baseball and it's the same in Amazon private label. And most who are starting out in Amazon private label don't have very much funds to start, and they cannot afford striking out on their first product. Home run items require so much capital to source the item, to keep in stock, to launch, and also to continually advertise on PPC. Reason number 3, going after a home run item as your first product will put all your eggs in one basket. For example, let's say you had $1 million to spend on buying a piece of real estate. Now you could either buy $1 million house and rent it out, or with that same amount of money, spend $1 million and buy a fourplex. Now, when you look back and maybe you show your friends, it may be nice to say, look, I have this $1 million house versus, oh, look, I got this fourplex. And the fourplex may not even look that nice. But now what happens when your renter moves out of your $1 million house? Your income goes to 0. However, in that fourplex, if 2 of your renters move out, you still have 2 other renters and you still have income. Now this is the same with Amazon private label. If you go after a home run item and all of a sudden it goes flat, there goes your income. Whereas if you go for several singles, now if 1 or 2 flatten out, you're still okay because you still have income coming in. Now this is the exact way we want to build your Amazon private label product portfolio. Reason number 4, home run items are where the fiercest of competitors are. Large Amazon private label sellers usually only target home run items. They have the know-how and the capital to push new sellers right out of the niche. And finally, reason number 5, home run items attract hijackers. Now, it takes a long time to remove a hijacker unless you have a trademark. You have to order a test product. Sometimes those test products will take 3 to 4 weeks to arrive. You have to take photos of them and then send them into Amazon, and then only then will you be able to get that hijacker off. And by that time, the damage is already done. Many customers have purchased this hijacker's product, which is a counterfeit of yours, leaving you negative reviews, and now your listing is dead. Now, what are the pros of going after singles? We're gonna talk about 6. Number 1, singles require a lot less capital to start. It doesn't take as much to source the item, to ship the item, to keep in stock, or to advertise on pay-per-click. Reason number 2, less competition. Large Amazon private label sellers typically don't go after small singles, and most singles are overlooked by new sellers too. Reason number 3, singles oftentimes become home run items. Many times singles are at the beginning of their lifespan. And as the market grows on Amazon and worldwide, more customers will come in, which leads to more purchases. And as Amazon grows, your singles will be getting more traffic too. Reason number 4, it's easier to build a brand by going after singles. If you're going after a product line or a brand, it's going to be very difficult to have a brand that's all home runs and be successful at every single one of them, right? However, if you have a brand where you're aiming at singles, you'll notice you'll have a few singles, a home run, a few singles, a few of those turn to home runs. Next thing you know, instead of going after 3 home run items and maybe getting one of them, you've gone after 6 or 7 singles and now have a fully developed brand which is taking up more real estate in the niche and also in Amazon search. Number 5, there is a much higher success rate. Just how we said earlier that those who aim for the most home runs strike out the most, it's also true that those who go after realistic expectations of hitting singles, items that have less competition, maybe less reviews, maybe less sales, monthly sales, these are much easier to get ranked for first page. And finally, number 6. When launching your first Amazon private label product, it's not only about just having a good, successful product, it's really about learning the blueprint of Amazon private label. If you're so caught up with being stretched for money, trying to source this home run item, having to spend so much money trying to figure out PPC, how do I even launch, all of these different things, it's gonna be very difficult and a lot of added stress to just learn the blueprint of Amazon private label. Whereas if you start off with a single, you'll be able to have a lot more brain power, a lot less stress to be able to focus on all the many aspects of private label, so that eventually in the future, you perhaps will have the know-how and the confidence to bring a home run item to market.